Hello,
Misha,
madam.
hi.
How are you?
Yes, I'm well, and you?
The same.
Is it raining?
No, today we have a sun shining all
Oh,
day.
yes. But it's
Like
raining heavily.
little bit hot.
Very hot? No, I think these days it's very hot outside. But now it's very cold and a bit windy because it's raining. It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
Mary,
Yes, hello.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am fine. And what about the weather in your place where you
It
live?
is hot
Very hot, yes?
today. Yes.
How many degrees?
Approximately 30.
Yes, the same as here, about 30 and more. And what is the most comfortable temperature for you?
I think 23.
Yes, for me it's a bit less, maybe 20 or maybe 19. Do you use a conditioner?
No, I don't have it, but if I use it when I all time have cold in summer.
So you don't like conditioners, yeah?
No, not really.
You just don't have it.
I don't like it and I don't have it.
Yes, you don't like it because it's harmful, yes, for
It's
health.
harmful and I have a cold. And in
Oh,
summer.
sorry. Yes, I understood. Now you have a cold, a virus.
No, not now. If I use conditioner,
Ah, understood.
I have a cold all time.
Yes, all the time.
Uh,
Yes, I understood. Yeah. Okay. No, so today we are speaking about cultures, and we shall try to define what culture means. Yes, for us, for people, for the country, and we are going to speak about business cultures. Yes, business cultures. What factors they include? Why corporate cultures are very important for employees and for customers and so on. Right. Mary, how do you think, why do people have to know about the cultures of other countries?
because sometimes they can break some rules because they don't know about some culture tradition, and it can be unpolitely.
Yes, for other cultures, for people, yes, of this country. For example, if you are in Arabic countries, it's impossible for women to drink wine on some days, yeah?
I really don't know about this country.
I have just remembered, my friend told me about the holiday, some Islamic holiday, and they don't allow women to drink wine. Not only women, all people. They don't allow all people to drink wine. Yes, right. And Misha, what associations do you have when you speak about cultures? What factors or what things come to your mind?
For me, it's more close with some difference, maybe, or misunderstanding, or something like that, or something special. Yeah, when you talk with other people, so you can like understand what to do. Because if you do something else, like in usual life, they can I don't know, they can how to say it,
Yes.
а как правильно
What?
сказать, обидеться,
Yes.
обижаться.
Okay, they will be insulted. Yes?
Displeasure, take
Yes,
displeasure.
they feel displeasure. They will be insulted. Insult, обижать. Insult. You see? Right. Yes, of course. And Mary has told us about this, that it's very important to be sensitive. Yes, to be sensitive to other people's cultures in order not to insult them. Yes, it's quite right. And my question was, what things, what factors are included or are associated or connected with culture, Mary? No, for example, religion. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So religion, this is the part of the culture, yeah? Culture of
Inviting.
Huh?
Inviting very often.
What is
When you invite someone, you know, a lot of...
human behavior?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're great.
When you hello with somebody, sometimes it's only a handshake, and sometimes it's something else, and a lot of things.
Right. This is called a handshake and kissing when you meet someone, right? In general, it's called greetings, yes? Greetings. Quite right. Hello, Luba.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
Yes, I'm fine too. And we are speaking about cultures. Yes, and we are speaking about things and factors which are included in any culture. No, for example, religion, and Mary has told us about behaviors and greetings. Quite right. What other things, Luba, how do you think, what other things are included in, or maybe the components of any culture?
It could be, for instance, music,
yes,
folklore, poetry, literature.
Literature, right, good of you. Yes, absolutely right. Yes, Mary, anything else? Yes, literature, arts, yeah, arts.
Yes, it's but it's general culture. It's not about behavior or some special, like business culture. I think it's,
no, as for business culture, we'll speak about it a bit later, yeah, and just people's culture or country's culture. What about architecture? Is it a great part of a culture, Mary?
Yes, of course. You know, some people who live in Ireland, they don't have angle.
And why?
In I don't know.
Because of their mentality.
Yes, they live in circle home, and these people can't see perspective. I don't know how to say.
Yes. Right, understand. And Mary, you have considered very important moment, very important factor, which influenced many cultures. This is the geographical position of the country, yes, and of course climate. Luba, how do you think climate and geographical position, do they influence the culture formation, culture development?
Yes, for sure.
I think,
yes, it has special influence. For instance, people who live in strong, cold, I don't know, areas. Yes, they should be considered like a very serious persons, like very even angry persons.
Right. Sometimes courageous people. Yeah. Yes, quite right. And the culture of northern countries. The cultures of northern countries, northern European countries, yes. Of course, they are different from the cultures of 1,000 people or 1,000 countries. Of course, there is much difference because the climate is different, geographical position is different. Quite right. What do you think about cuisine? Do you
I
know?
think it's really important because it depends of region. Some
Yeah.
people eat fish, some people eat
Right,
more fruit,
right.
some people don't eat some kind of
Of course.
product.
And of course, there is much difference between cultures, and therefore, there is much difference between cuisines of different cultures, right? As for example, in English cuisine, yes, English cuisine, as you know, it is very plain. It's not spicy. It doesn't have many sauces. It may be called plain, простая, plain, right? Sometimes it's just boiled vegetables and boiled meat. And it's much different from, for example, French cuisine or Italian cuisine. Yes? And why? English people say that we have such a cuisine because we always have fresh food, fresh vegetables, fresh meat. That's why we don't need spices and we don't need different sauces as French people need and so on. Right. No, so it's a great characteristics of any culture. And now, let's enumerate. Yes, let's enumerate the main components of culture and then give the definition, what culture means. Now, we have told about arts, literature, behavior, customs, yes, customs and traditions, ceremonies, yeah? They are also very great components of culture. Then climate, geographical position, cuisine, arts. And what about language? Yes? Sasha, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Hello,
Mhm.
join us. Language is also very great factor, very great culture element. Of course, it reflects the life of people living in the country. Which of these factors or elements do you think the most important, the fundamental for culture development? How do you think? Which of these
Language,
elements?
what
Huh?
we can choose between language and
No,
what?
not language. Language, arts, ceremonies, tradition, ideas, customs, climate, geographical position, and so on. Which of them influence the culture a lot?
Pardon.
So, Misha.
I think language, because if you
Language?
start to communicate, yeah,
Yes.
and you know, in Russian we have a lot of meanings.
Yes.
You can say something, but the meaning is different. So it's not
Yes.
real. It's like idiomatic
Right.
phrases, yeah.
Right.
So the same situation in other languages, and
Yes.
it will be hard to have a like usual communication without knowledge of language. So
Without knowledge of language, yes. Without knowledge some idioms, it's very difficult to understand. It's very hard. Not only idioms, but slang expression, everyday language. Of course, it's so language. Misha said that the most influential factor has the language. Yes. And Mary, what do you think? What is the most important part of culture?
I think all of them, but I don't know. For me, it's art because it's all time changes and it's all time depends on political situation, on culture situation, and its influence for other different kind of culture.
Right. Right. So you think arts, but you shouldn't say for. It influences. It influences. and no preposition. Yes, understood?
Okay.
It influences the development without for. Mary, yes?
Yes, I understand.
Yes, you understand. By the way, Mary, we have an expression to make influence on something. Yeah, to make influence on something, and you can use this factor influences me, or this factor influences my company. So the difference, right? And Luba, what do you think? What is to your mind? What is the most
As for me, it is probably customs and traditions, because they make the history of a culture, and they have their special influence on the country, on the country, and people living there. So.
Yes, right. So traditions and people's customs and connected with this people's beliefs and behaviors, right? They influence culture, and it can distinguish one culture from another culture. Right.
Yes, for sure. That what we cannot say about language, because, for instance, French. So people speak French not only in France, but also in Canada, in
right, because
Morocco.
France, yes, France had many colonies, and there were many people who went to different parts of the world, and they established their cultural basics and fundamentals in these countries. That's why language is, and Misha has mentioned about language, that language is a very important factor in communicating and, as you said, in creating a culture. Quite right, good. And Sasha, what is important in culture to your mind? What is the most important factor?
Important for what?
For distinguishing one culture from another culture.
What does it mean, distinguish?
Различие. Differentiating. Определение.
And what question?
How can you, for example, recognize that this is the culture of Italy, Italian culture? How can you know that this thing comes from Italy?
Maybe design, maybe.
Yeah, design, yes, because Italy is very famous for its fashion, yeah,
Yes.
Design, right, style, yes, and so on. No, okay. So let's go further, and now I'd like you, after having discussed all these things and factors, give me please your definition of a culture. What a culture mean for you? Is it just a behavior? And after that, of course, I give you the definition taken from the Google.
For me, culture.
Yes. What is culture? Yes. What is culture?
Culture. Culture. It's
Is it
difficult
just behavior?
question. It's the behavior. It's fashion. It's
Everything.
It's language, maybe.
Yes.
It's movie. I don't know.
Movie. Yes. Cinematograph.
It's what else? It's food.
Huh?
Food.
Food, cuisine. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, good of you. You are very, very close to the definition given by encyclopedia, Wikipedia. Luba, what about you? Can you give us your definition of a culture?
So I will try. So for me, culture is a group of characteristics that was gathered during the history, characteristics for a group of people
Yes.
who are joined in their interests, in their behavior, in so. Oh, it's so difficult to say it in English. Yes, that was historical. Yes. Oh my God, how's it? Происхождение.
Oh, very good. Who can help?
Come from or origin.
Yes. You
Origin.
can use come from, or you can use origin or originated from. As origin, this is the noun, and originate, this is the verb. Yes, originating from or something. Luba?
So that's all.
That's all. Thank you very much. Yes, and Mary, what do you think? What is culture?
I think it's a lot of characteristic what can describe some nature, some nationality, some
country or group of people.
Yes.
Yes, society or something like that.
Because we have some subculture and different kind. So I think it's a group of people.
Yes, every country has not only its unique culture, homogeneous culture, but a lot of subcultures belonging to different societies. Quite right. And as for encyclopedia given by the internet, it says this is the complex, including knowledge, art, lore, customs, and so on and so forth, other factors got by a person as a member of the society or by a country. So complex of different factors. Right. Culture comes from Latin language, yes, and in that times, in the ancient times, culture means cultivating or developing of soul or developing of mind. That's right. And now we are coming to defining and discussing business cultures. But before this, some people say that cultures are becoming more alike. Sasha, do you know the word alike? Cultures are becoming more alike.
No.
Alike, Sash, means similar.
Similar, yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, understood. Was it question? Yes.
And not the question, but the statement was that cultures of different countries, they are becoming more alike. It means they are becoming similar. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know. I can't say. I can't to compare countries.
No, it means that the culture of Russia, for example, it is becoming more behavior of people, different cuisine, arts, so becoming more alike, and it is similar to the, for example, to the culture of other countries, to European countries, or to America, and so on.
I can't say because, for example, I can compare two countries. I can say that it's maybe again vice versa.
Vice versa. What does it mean? You know, I know what vice versa means, but in your context.
Sometimes we can see more different culture, but sometimes maybe not. I can remember, for example, in Afghanistan, when I saw pictures from maybe 50 years ago, I can see women walking in short skirts, and now we can see that.
Understood you, yes. They were more liberal, yeah, more democratic in that time, and now
It's
different.
it's different, yes.
It's different. They wear paranjada, classic clothing, yes, Muslim clothing, and we can't say about any short skirts on the women. Yes, understood you. Understood that. You think that this cultural gap between the countries, you think that it is becoming wider, yes? And cultures are becoming more different.
Yes.
Yes, I understood your message. Understood. And Mary, how do you think, do cultures really become alike, or as Sasha said, different?
I think people all the time copy other people, and we know about in Russian, Ukraine, we all the time copy programs, some TV show,
Yes, mass culture. Yeah.
Yes, for
Mass
United
culture, the
States.
same films, the same clothing.
Is the same, but a little different. Only
A little
if
different.
country have some I don't know, some very big changes, like
You mean differences?
yes.
Okay. So you are inclined to think that cultures are becoming more alike. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Because, and we can see it in movies, in clothing, and in so on and so forth. Good. Luba, what about you?
I'm totally agree with Mary, and I would say that that cultures are getting more similar because of integration, and probably people want to be alike, to take something from other cultures, but I hope that they still are trying to keep their traditions.
You think that countries should keep their own traditions? Yes.
Yes, I hope.
You hope
this. Yes.
Yes, good of you. But you also agree that cultures are becoming more similar because
of an integration, because of
integration. Yes, very good. Right. And Denise, hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, we are speaking about cultures. And the question was if the cultures are becoming more alike, similar. Yes or no?
I think yes, because the process of globalization.
Process. So this process of globalization is going on, yeah?
Yes, it's going on, and more and more countries, they more and more similar, and they have different.
They should have differences, but they shouldn't. Yes, but they don't. Some people say celebrate our differences and share our similarities. Celebrate our differences means that if you find differences in our cultures, it's very good because we can expand our knowledge. We can find much interesting. We can learn more and more about these countries. But you're right that in some countries, as Sasha said, with different religions, these differences are becoming wider and wider. But in European countries, of course, we can speak about the same cultures, maybe it's not good, maybe it's not so bad, but it happens. And as Luba said and Denise said, the main reasons are integration, globalization, maybe they connected with this foreign trade, and of course improved communication. Mary, improved communication, does it really influence the uniting of different cultures in one international culture? Improved communication.
Yes, I think
Yes.
it
What is
people.
improved communication to your mind?
It's like it's like internet, and when people can speak.
Internet, video conferencing, yes, Skype. Oh, so
Yes,
internet.
people for a different country can speak.
Right.
Why
And
not?
of course, yes, and different kinds of travel, and travel become more efficient, and of course, communication has been improving, and that's why we are speaking about more similarities in cultures. That's right. Now, let's speak about corporate culture, yeah? business culture. First of all, why do business people? Why do they have to know about different cultures? Why do they have to get cultural awareness? Do you know this word? Awareness. Look at it. Mary, I'm sure you know. Cultural awareness.
Something familiar, but I forgot.
Can you give me
It's
the
like consciousness.
Yes, consciousness. No, consciousness. It's much more psychological term, but knowledge. Yes, knowledge.
Yes.
Осознание, awareness. You consciousness plus knowledge. This is awareness. Why do business people have to get cultural knowledge? Why, Luba?
It makes their business more successful.
Yes.
It's very important factor by dealing with partners,
Yes.
business partners.
Yes. Right.
So it's very important.
Okay, my question to you. You said it can make business more effective, yes, especially when you deal with your business partners, right? And my question to you, if you deal with international partners, no, so partners from different countries, how does it help you? In what situations can this knowledge help you?
So there are some countries where people so for instance Eastern countries are considered like, yes, they are much different, and they are considered to be like more slowly.
Yes, right.
And in compare with, for instance, with American people who are hot-tempered.
Yes, good of you.
Persons.
No, so if we compare, for example, Arabic partners and American partners, of course, we can find much difference. Yes. No, one moment. As for business cards, yes, or visiting cards, it's very important for the Eastern people to get your visiting card, your business card. Yeah, but it's not very important for the Americans. It's important for them, of course, only in case when you continue your business with them. But that's why you shouldn't wait that you will be given their business card at the beginning of the meeting. It's not obligatory, but for the Eastern people, it's very, very important. So a lot of differences. And you're absolutely right that if you know the culture of your clients or your partners, it's very vital and very important for your success. That's right. And Denise, dealing
Yes.
with the partners, yes, dealing with the partners, it's very important. Dealing with the clients, it's very important to know about their cultures. Any other situations when business people should know the cultures of people, of nations. Where?
Any others? No, you say about most of the important
Most important situation.
situations, yes, because
Yes.
for business, the most aim is to have money, and the
Yes.
clients and business partners is are first what they should
To get.
to get, yes.
To achieve a profit, to achieve money, and that's why they should know the cultures of their clients and partners. Right.
I think yes, because it's a business, so they should first of all think about money, and in another situation, maybe it's not so important.
So important.
In others.
Okay. Right. And Sasha, what do you think about the knowledge of other cultures for a businessman?
I think it's important. It's important to know about culture of countries which they are going to work with.
Okay. Right. But Mary, and you haven't mentioned one more situation, which is very important for a company's success. Dealing with partners, dealing with clients, understand, and dealing with whom?
With government, maybe. I don't know. With government.
Government?
Yes.
Ah.
If we have partner and...
Yeah, you mean local authorities, yes?
Yes.
Local authorities or the local governments, and of course, yes, we should know.
Influence people.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, but why don't you remember or mention the people, staff? Because many companies, they have, staff.
Yes.
Or the personnel. Many companies have the representatives of different nationalities. Yes? Is it important for the management of the company to have differences and to know the cultural differences between their employees? Or maybe it's not the problem?
I think it's important because maybe some people have different religions view, and maybe sometimes people want to pray in some time. You know, it's like Muslim people, so they need some time. I don't know.
Some breaks, yes. For example, to pray, помолиться.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think it's
dress
important.
Code,
yes, some dress code, because some religion, some culture, it's very important.
Right. And who is the guest?
But you know, it's interesting to see that the largest companies, largest I don't know, international companies hire on the top position only the foreign. I mean, in Ukraine and in Russian. Also, it's can be maybe in the banks. Yeah, a lot of people who are from Europe or United States, and I think it's a kind of making a corporate culture when they try to
Yes.
put this person and this person's, or it's usually not one person, but all of top management, yeah, of this one, show and make culture like
Of the company.
in the native country, yeah. Maybe one banks which have shareholders from Italy makes Italian culture, yeah. But
Yes, it's very interesting. Yes, it's very interesting. Yes, the shareholders of Italy can create
but
a prototype of
I
Italian
see
culture
them
in the
because
company.
yeah, when I communicate with the different people, sometimes I can see one of them are like, you know, more close with the German people, which are all,
But
do all all in time, yeah, and so on, yeah.
yes, discipline,
But
yes,
have the
order,
different,
everything is in order.
yeah,
Yes,
you
good,
can.
good.
You
Yes,
you
but
can
yes.
take him. Oh, we have a.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe next
Okay,
time.
right. No, so as local business, yes, local business, small business, of course, they can have cultures or corporate cultures, business cultures, which are similar to national cultures. Yes, and some mixtures maybe. But as for large corporations, which have multinational employees, multinational staff, it's very important to create corporate culture, yeah, which is general, which is total for all people working for this company, for all people. Do you agree or disagree, Luba? And it doesn't matter who work for your company, Muslims or Christians or people from Africa, but if you work for this corporation, you should follow the cultural principle of this corporation. Luba, do you agree?
Yes, I'm totally agree with this, because it's a main task of a company. So if the administration will make difference between employers, it could create yes, some difficulties,
Yes.
some
Yes.
problems.
Problem. Right.
So that's why it's much better to have to make rules for everybody.
For everyone.
The same for everyone. Yes, the same rules for everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Of course, it's very good when the management of the company know the peculiarities and differences between the people who work, yes, the nationalities. But it's much more important to create their own culture, their own corporate attitude, which unite people. Quite right. And now, give me please, everyone, give me please one point or one component of a business culture. Mary, what is it?
Could you repeat this?
You have told me about the components which are included in national culture. No, for example, religion, art, music, cuisine, and so on. Which components are included in corporate culture? What do you think?
I think when you met somebody.
Right. Yes. Meeting. Yes.
Meeting. Yes. And
right.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes time.
Yes. Good of
something
you.
polite call in one time
Yes,
but it's not polite.
yes,
Polite.
right.
Maybe cuisine. It's also
Cuisine.
important.
It's called not cuisine, but it's called business lunch. Yes.
Yes.
Business lunch, right? Business lunch. Then you have mentioned very important thing. This is timing. Yeah. Timing. Timing is a part. Absolutely right. Timing. This is as a part of any business culture. What else, Luba? What about dressing? Luba, do you hear us?
No.
No. Sash, what other components are included in business cultures?
As you said, dressing, yes?
Dressing, dress code. Is
Yes.
it the part of the culture?
I think so.
This is so, yes?
Yes.
Yes, dress code, dress code. Anything else? No, so dress code, it's understandable.
Maybe, how to say it, art, art doing by self. По-русскому художественная самодеятельность, maybe. То есть,
social activity. Good.
social, yeah.
Yes. Social activities are very important. Maybe this corporation has very good football team, yeah, or maybe it has very good theater. Yes, very important. Denis, other factors which are included.
I think it's rules of ethics, some.
Ethics, yeah. Right.
Because yes, it's very important when people from different cultures, they should find.
Yes, ethical code. Yeah, this is right. Ethical code. Good of you. Good of you. Ethical code is very important for to unite the international staff. Quite right. Now I give you some factors, some elements of business culture, and you should say if they are important or not. You have mentioned a lot of them. For example, giving presents. Mary, is it important? Giving presents to clients, giving presents to partners when you conclude contracts. Is it important for a culture?
But it's important to know it's possible or not, because for some country it can be like brave.
Right.
And
you know, for European countries, it's not a very good idea to give an expensive present.
So it can be, yes, bad idea to give something, because it can be like unpolite behavior.
Unpolite behavior, and it can be considered like a bribe, yeah? Как взятка какая-то.
But I think for Russian, for Ukrainian countries,
it's okay. It's okay. For Arabic countries, for Eastern countries, it's very important to give good presents. Presents which you can afford yourself. The best presents. Presents of the best brands. Not just souvenirs. Is it, Mary, is it possible, for example, for all cultures to give presents with the logotype of your company? No,
it's very often practice.
Yes.
For some, you know, supermarket and some not very big company, and they like advertisement when they give staff some for staff some little things like pens and something like that.
Copybooks, pens, pencils, different little stationery. Канцелярия, stationery things with a logotype.
A lot of things.
So the next one, Sasha, punctuality. punctuality. Is it important for a culture to be for business people to be punctual?
Sorry, how?
Punctuality.
Punctuality?
What
is it?
Be in time.
Ah, punctuality.
Yes, punctuality.
Punctuality.
Wait.
Yes, it's important for me, but many people don't say so.
Punctuality, yes, right. As for Europeans, northern European countries, it's possible to be late. For example, about 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. But for southern European countries, for Italy, Greece, and so on, it's possible to be late more than 15 minutes for the meeting, for the business meeting. So punctuality is also very different in different business cultures. Quite right. Then shaking hands. Luba, shaking hands. Is it important for business cultures? Shaking hands. Is it international gesture?
Shaking hand, yes. I would say yes, for sure. It is
International, yeah?
International, yes.
So it's possible in any culture, yeah? It's in any. I think yes. Now it's yes. It's possible. And what about kissing, Luba?
No, it's not an international.
Not right, but you know that in English culture, in old English culture, it was possible to kiss even people you don't know and people you meet for the first time. So it was possible, right? It doesn't concern business, but in general, yes, English culture allows to kiss people when you first meet them. Very interesting, I think. Right, and one more. Using first names. Understood, Denis? Using first names.
I think it's different between different countries because there is different names for people in different.
No, you mean using first names, yes?
Yes.
For example, in Russia and in Ukraine, we use two names: first name and the second name.
Yes, in business, you should name in the second name, and if you know people good, if you're friend of the people
Only the first, yes, only the first. But in European countries, in America, we can use first names.
If we don't know our business partner.
Yes.
I'm sorry, is the question or is?
Yes, it was the question. Can we use the first name if we meet the partner for the first time?
I think no.
Why not?
Like, because, for example, in our culture is maybe disrespect some.
Yeah, yes. In our country, yes, maybe. It's not possible to say if we know this person as Oleg Viktorovich, yeah? And this is your chief manager or the director of the company. It's not possible to say Oleg, yeah?
Yeah.
But in Europe, is it possible to say Alex?
I think no, because maybe it's disrespect too. But
you think this is this? But how we can apply to him, Mr. Brown, sir?
We can use the second name of our partner.
But they
and
haven't.
Misha?
But they haven't a second name.
Yes,
It's like
yes.
yeah. You know, I think now it's all of these questions are changed, and you can be free of, to use only the name person without
The first,
any. Don't on the age or
yeah, it's
position.
not. Yes, understood. Understood. It doesn't depend on the
So,
age in the sphere of business. Yeah.
Yeah, only maybe on a special meetings when you need to show, maybe when it's a public meeting, yeah, you can say with a patronymic name, like all the name, yeah, full name. So in the private or a little group meetings, you can use only name. It's possible, and it's not a problem for this. Sometimes they try to say something like, don't use you without you, but in English it's hard to say what they mean. But mm, all these questions are more simple now.
Yes, these questions are becoming simple now. Even in Russia and Ukraine, we can use first names,
Yeah.
right? But in international meetings, of course, we use only first names. Only first names, and it's absolutely possible. In business, American business culture, it's possible even to say, for example, the initial letters. Initial letters. For example, your director's name is Hector Grant. Yes, Hector Grant, and you can use two letters, H and just a moment. H and G. Yes, AG, to say, and to apply to him. Hector. You can use Hector, but you can use AG. Hi, AG. It's possible. Yeah. Do you remember the serious movies? They say, "Oh, hi, Sissy. Hi, Sissy." These are the initial names of your manager, or maybe of your colleague. It's possible to say it, and of course, it's possible to use first name at the first meeting. Absolutely, right. And I'd like you to the last task. I'd like you to give me the characteristics of your company culture, where you work or where you worked, considering several points. No, for example, the first, greeting. Yeah, greeting. What is different in greeting in your company? Some companies they use very polite greetings. Some companies use informal greetings. Some companies use handshaking. Some companies use exchanging business cards and so on. Mary, greeting. What can you say about greetings in your companies where you worked?
For me, it's not important because
Yes.
I'm a girl. You know, girl not really often handshake for somebody.
Right, but as for men, do they always
As for men,
shake?
yes, of course, it's always.
Okay. So greetings, not very important, but it was just polite, official. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Yes.
I think it's not only in company; it's for all people.
Okay. Luba, and in the companies where you work, smoking. What about smoking? Was it possible?
Smoking. Nobody smokes in
your
our company, I would say. So men are smoking usually outside.
Yes. It was prohibited, yeah.
Prohibited.
Prohibited. Banned. Prohibited. Запрещено. Prohibited. It was prohibited.
It is not prohibited, but it is so that so almost nobody smokes. That's why some men smoke outside.
Outside.
Yes, it's like a politeness, I would say, to other people. Yes.
Yes, to the people who don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, quite right. Denis, alcohol drinking.
Yes.
Yes, in the companies or organization where you worked or work.
I'm studying in university, so
That's why you don't. And
that's why it's
you don't.
nobody drinking in university because
Who doesn't drink in you mean the teachers?
no, nobody. I mean,
Really?
in university,
Yes.
I mean in
During classes.
during classes, yes.
Yes. It's very
Only
good.
when you have rest.
And
in
after classes.
in Germany
class?
it's okay.
In Germany, it's okay to drink during classes.
Yes, beer, only beer.
Oh, mom. Really? Denis, and after classes, do students drink after classes?
Yes, of course, because it's maybe part of culture. Our
Part of
people,
culture. As for
people
Germany,
maybe something celebrate. Yes,
yes.
some
Just
people have birthday and it's usual thing
practice. Yes, the usual thing.
practice. Yes.
Yeah, good. Right. No, so as for alcohol drinking, of course, it's very interesting situation when some organizations they prohibit. Some organizations even prohibit social communication after the work. I have heard about many cases when companies and management of the company, they don't want their people, their employees, to socialize, to contact after the work. It's very interesting, and I don't think that it's very good. And not about smoking, not about alcohol drinking, but just socializing and making friends. Right. And Sasha, what about social activity? Social activity in the company where you work?
Social activity.
Yes. You have mentioned social activity.
Yes, it's a normal situation for our company.
In your
Yes,
company. And what kind of social activity do you have?
we have different competition in sports.
Different competitions, sports competitions.
Sports competition. Yes.
And what kind of sport?
Football, darts.
Darts?
Darts.
It's
Yes.
my favorite.
Fire. I don't know, firing.
What is it? Firing? Jumping over the fires?
Стрельба из оружия.
Shooting.
Yes.
Yes, good of you. Good of you. Yes, Sash. It's very interesting, especially playing darts. Yes. Nevertheless, I wear glasses. I always win in darts. Thank you. So our lesson is over. Thank you very much for this conversation. I think it will be useful for you. Join me next time. Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.